Dear friends, welcome to Infos. Welcome to another video from oil and gas training. This is our 49th video and 6th video from compressor, centrifugal compressor. So in this video we are discussing about centrifugal compressor operating curves, some important points on centrifugal compressor. Let us see what are the important points on what are the operating parameters and important safety aspects on control system on centrifugal compressor. Welcome to this video. So a centrifugal compressor, not air compressor, operate over a range of flows and discharge pressure. The operating performance curve is shaped by the selected individual internal components and affected by operating conditions such as inlet pressure, inlet temperature and cooling water temperature. So operating curves show the relationship between capacity and compression ratio at various compressor speed. The operating limits of the compressor are fixed by a surge condition on the left, that is here, surge condition. We will discuss that one in detail on the left, and a maximum capacity limitation, stone wall it is called, on the right here. Here is the stone wall point. So this is the maximum. So the x-axis on the pressure or head we can call, and y-axis we are calling head and x-axis is the flow rate. The compressor will not operate at a 100% compression ratio, at 100% speed and 80% of the capacity. The only way the compressor can be operated at 100% compression ratio and 80% capacity is to slow the unit down below 100% speed, that is around 95 to 97% speed. Thus, speed control is necessary in order to hold a constant compression ratio at a different gas flow rate or vice versa. So the first one we are discussing on surge point. Surge is not a good happening in the compressor, good property of not compressor. So it will affect making many problems to the centrifugal compressor. We will understand what is the compressor and its problems on compressor we will discuss, and how surging we can minimize and prevent. That also we will discuss in coming slides. So compressor surge. Surge is defined as the operating point at which a centrifugal compressor peak head capability and minimum flow limits are reached. If you are looking to this picture, you can see that one, the surge point is here, that at that point the pressure head is very high at its maximum and the flow rate is minimum. So this point the surging is happening. So in that graph it is another operating point is mentioning here. So it is a moderate pressure and moderate flow also, and that is the operating point. So that is the safe point to operate a compressor. If going to left side, increasing the pressure and reducing the flow rate, it is not good for compressor, centrifugal compressor. And even it is the pressure is coming low and increasing the flow rate also as well, not good for a compressor. Let us discuss that one. Surge is a momentary backflow through the compressor from the discharge to the suction. See, it is very clear. Surging is a momentary backflow through the compressor from the discharge to the suction, because in the surge suction pressure is coming below, too much low, then discharge suction gas will train to back to the suction side. This can occur when the mass flow of the gas of the compressor falls below a critical level with a high pressure difference across the machine. When there is not enough gas to replace that being pushed forward, if the suction is not sufficient to push forward, discharge gas will flow backwards through the compressor, that is important, towards the suction side. This backflow will tend to decrease the speed of the rotation, while the speed of the controller will try to maintain the correct speed. The gas flowing backward provides more volume to the suction side, and the compressor pickups and begin push gas forward again. Because the gas is recirculating within the compressor, it gets hotter and hotter. Inside, the hot gas is again recirculating through the compressor. The heat of the gas can damage the internal part of the compressor, can cause lubricating oil to lose its lubricating properties. Surging also causes violent changes of thrust. We have already studied what is thrust. If you didn't watch that video, compressor internal part, and you just to go through my previous videos and understand what is thrust and bearing, lubrication, etc. etc. First, there is a normal thrust force on the compressor's thrust bearing. Then there is none. As the gas flow in the compressor changes direction, the rotor of the compressor is slammed back onto the thrust bearing. This is more load than thrust bearing can take. The thrust bearing will break. The rapid change in the flow direction of the gas in the compressor causes vibration in the compressor. That is also another problem. A rotating machine, it is vibrating within above the level, it will damage the foundation setup, foundation system, and compressor itself, and shaft and other internal part. When the vibration reaches a certain level, they can cause parts of the compressor to break. Surge may cause severe damage to the compressor and piping, connected piping. Check valve flappers, always in the discharge, we keep an NRV or check valve. That flappers often break and internal damage to the compressor can happen. In addition, backflowing gas try to reverse the rotation of the machine. So added strain to put couplings between the compressor and driver. Surge can also happen during startup and shutdown of a centrifugal compressor. Surge protection must be provided during this operation, particularly on large machines. So, as we explained in the previous graph, so surge region is at high pressure and low flow, and operating point is both moderate flow and pressure, and in this region is overload region. So, understanding that one, this is the best operating condition. Whenever you have time to visit your compressors in your operating field, understand that one, what surge protections, what surge, how the protection is there, what is the pressure is there, in what pressure it is surging, starting, etc. etc. You can practically verify from your field. So this is another symbol representation of surge condition and safe condition. See, this is a delta P or pressure in the machine, and flow is there. So safe side means moderate pressure and moderate flow, and this is the peak safety margin is there. And if it is going to left side, it will surge will start, that we have already discussed, and how surge will damage our compressor. And this side also it's okay, fine. So an anti-surge system looks almost the same as a recycle loop used for capacity control. Surge is prevented by recycling some of the discharge gas back to the compressor suction. This increases the suction pressure and reduces the compression ratio. So the compressor does not surge. So various anti-surge method is simplified diagrams and control system showing here. Just to have a look that one, the important thing is if you have visiting your field compressor in the field, you have to find out and which of the control system providing for anti-surge system. I will discuss one general example how to do that one. So look at that one. It is the suction side, it is intercooler is there, and knockout drum is there to release to remove some free liquids before going to the compressor. So gas is entering to the compressor and it will compressing, and discharge line, there is an NRV is there, check valve and the cooler, then it is going to downstream side. So anti-surge control system is representing here. It is a temperature sensing, pressure sensing, and suction side flow, temperature and pressure, and discharge is pressure and temperature. Then it is taking to the anti-surge control system. So then whenever the suction pressure is getting below the set point, there will be an anti-surge set point will be there. In that case, this valve, this control valve will open and some quantity of the gas will going back to suction side of the compressor. This way it will maintain. Once the pressure is sufficient and maintaining above the anti-surge pressure, surge pressure, then compressor will be, normally this valve will close. Whenever the pressure dropping, it will crossing surging level, this valve will open always. So it will continuously control the compression from protection of surging. So this is called anti-surge system. So I hope you have understand that one. Just to look that to your P&ID available with your station and understand that one, how the anti-surge control system is providing in your area. Some more detailed P&ID representation here. Suction no-go drum is there, and the line is from the demister pad, it is coming to suction side of the compressor, and discharge side is going to the cooler. So this is the, and motor is connected here. And here you look at that one, here it is a safety relief valve is there, and here it is the anti-surge line is there. See, anti-surge line, anti-surge valve is there, and anti-surge controller is there. So that controller is taking the pressure, and other side suction pressure and discharge pressure it is taking. Of course, it can take flow reading, flow sensing and temperature also they can take, but here it is showing only pressure transmitter, pressure, and so both suction and discharge side pressure, and it is connected to anti-surge control valve, anti-surge controller. That controller will take care the signal is going to anti-surge control valve. So whenever the discharge suction speed and set point is reaching, this anti-surge control valve will open and it will supply sufficient amount gas to the suction side to maintain the compressor is operating above anti-surge line in the safe condition. That is what we seen in our previous slides. Another condition is that discharge pressure is increasing. It is a flow controller is there. It can control the from the motor itself. The pressure control is there, and it can control the motors, and the flow control valve is there. Many other control system also there to protect or maintaining this type of variable speed drive motor. They can control the speed of the compressor as well. The valve is regulated with a flow controller, that is a surge control on the drawing, that sends the flow rate and gas entering to the compressor. The set point of the flow controller is set to above the flow rate that surge occurs. We already discussed in this slide. So this line is the anti-surge line. So always that controller and control valve will maintain the minimum flow back to compressor when any anti-surge surge situation occurs. So another important point to discuss is a stone wall. Earlier we have discussed that when it is maximum head, minimum flow is the surge point, and minimum head with the maximum flow is the stone wall point. As mentioned previously, the minimum flow to a centrifugal compressor is the flow when it enters a surge condition. The maximum flow that a given speed is fixed by a stone wall limitation. Stone wall occurs at a high flow rate when the impellers raise the velocity of the gas to the point that it reaches a sonic speed, which is a speed of sound. At a sonic speed, we cannot force any more gas through the compressor, regardless what we try. So we have to hit a stone wall. So this is the condition of stone wall. This is the base safety operating limit, and this is a surge condition. Pressure and flow is the variables. When this occurs, stone valves cause a rapid decrease of the pressure. Consequently, we want to stay away from the operating range near the stone wall at high flow point. The stone wall effect is of minimum concern is most oil field and gas processing compressor applications where the gas is methane, ethane or propane or a mixture of three. This condition of the flow, speed and compression ratio will result in stone wall seldom occurs in most oil field operation. Consequently, controls to prevent stone walls are rarely used. Another important point to discuss is a compressor control. A compressor is designed to compress a fixed volume of gas from a designated suction pressure to a designated discharge pressure. In operating situation, suction pressure, discharge pressure and gas flow rate are seldom at a design condition. The function of the control system is to safely operate the machine at the lowest cost within safe operating limit. While keeping operating supervision to a minimum, centrifugal compression controls serve three purposes: capacity control, surge prevention, equipment protection. In this surge prevention, we already discussed that one, and of course, it's a part of equipment protection also included. Capacity control we will discuss. So, capacity control. The volume of gas that a compressor handles depend on the size of the impeller, speed at which they operate or rotate, the compression ratio they develop. The impellers in an operating compressor running at a constant speed and compression ratio will process a certain volume of gas. This volume will be same at any suction pressure, temperature and pressure. So, if the suction pressure capacity control, principle of capacity control, the suction pressure and gas flow rate of to a compressor remain constant, no control system would be needed if both flow rate and pressure is constant. However, operating conditions do vary and a control system provides the means to operate the unit when conditions change. The process conditions which may vary are in suction conditions, temperature, pressure and flow rate. Discharge also the same, temperature, pressure and flow rate. The above conditions combine in a compressor to form its capacity characteristics, which are defined in operating curves. At any compressor speed, the compression ratio developed at various gas flow rate or compressor capacity are defined by the curve that at that speed. The unit will operate only on a single curve at one speed. Four capacity control system can consider normally: throttling suction gas, throttling discharge gas, recycled gas, and guide vanes are used on machines operating at a constant speed. The first case is discussing with the help of a diagram. Throttling discharge gas is here is the suction scrubber is there, and the discharge is entering to the compressor suction side, driver is there. In the discharge side, it is going to the cooler and the intermediate knockout drum. So here we use a capacity control valve, a throttling system to maintain capacity control in the discharge side. So throttling suction pressure in suction side, you see the same valve is replacing in the suction side. That is in this picture, this is a difference. So in this way also we can control the capacity of the compressor. And the recycle also, there is another method to control the capacity control using for capacity control. See, it is in the discharge side after the scrubber. See, 84% is outlet lane, 16% is recycle. So some quantity is recycled to the inlet. Another one is compressor machine, rotating machine speed controlling, driver and compressor speed controlling. That is what is the guide vanes are used on machines operating at a constant speed. So summary of capacity control. The capacity of a compressor must be controlled so that it is the same as the volume of gas flowing to. Capacity is affected by the speed and compression ratio. Capacity is controlled on variable speed machines by adjusting speed and compression ratio. Capacity is controlled on constant speed machines by adjusting the compression ratio. This is accomplished with control valve in suction line, control valve in discharge line, control valve in recycle line, guide vanes at the suction compressor inlet. So thanks for watching this video. Definitely, I hope we have almost completed important information on centrifugal compressor. Definitely, we will come with another video on positive displacement compressor from our next videos onwards. So thanks for watching this video.